I'm Supermoon Tarot, and today we are going to be looking at what you need to know now. I wanted to let you guys know that over on my Patreon, I just posted 2 new videos about spiritual bypassing and auras. What are they? What are they used for? That was a very fun one to look into. I also have an intuition training course where it goes into breaking down the world around you, your synchronicities, how to travel the spirit realm, all that good jazz, and tarot, making it a lot simpler, yet not losing all the specifications and details you can break down in your own readings, so you can regularly ask why and then look into it. I have 4 groups in front of us. Group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you a moment to pick the group that you resonate with most. Now that you have, you can go down the description where you can go to your designated group and skip to it. And let's get started with group number 1. Group number 1, let's find out what do you need to know now by looking at the cards. We've got 4 of Swords upright. Sorry, I can hear my spirit guide already talking about this Emperor. So let me listen about this Emperor as I lay out the rest of the cards. Okay. All right. Oh, fantastic. Okay, cool. You're gonna love this one, because right now not a lot is going on, and I even see a little bit of spooky stuff, but it actually is underneath it all a really positive thing, and you got a lot of good things coming around the corner, so to speak. We're going to get more specific about that in 1 second. So first, let's start with the Emperor card here. So my spirit guide was describing that you can see this face. We can describe this theoretically, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think this is pretty cute, but this might appear scary at first. So my spirit guide said that something is sort of around you right now that feels a little scary, feels a little spooky. And initially you're like, what is this? Your first instincts are, get it away from me. But you are being depicted right here as this sweet little lamb. You're a sweet little lamb. And this spooky thing, or what appears spooky, is in fact actually shielding and protecting you from actual not great stuff, essentially. So while it might appear spooky, this is your first sort of instinct response, it is in fact a good thing, and it is protecting you from what you actually need protection from. I do want to point out the extra benefits here, because sometimes you're being protected from something and it's just great not to experience something, well, not great, not to be redundant, but I see extra benefit here because we can see from all this growth of this tree around them, by you being protected in this way, this is enabling you to grow more. So it's not just keeping you, away from that stuff you don't want to experience. It's benefiting you and supporting you to have enough, to feel good enough, to have enough time to take care of yourself. You're not having to deal with a constant defense system to be able to really bloom and go that next level, which we love. So that spooky thing you're feeling and sensing, slow down. Take a second. It might not be as you initially perceive it. It's actually on your side. So I love that. Now let's go over here with, I also want to point out the imagery over here too of the protection. I constantly see the sense of protection over here with the Queen of Pentacles over here. See how she's taking care of this sweet little cow over here. See over here, the swords pointing outwards as this person rests their head. They know that nothing's going to come their way. So lots of protection. I don't know what you're being protected from. It doesn't seem to be coming through that that's even important. It's just important for you to know you're good. You're safe. Everything's cool. Everything's going to be okay. And what you initially think is like not great is actually on your side. So love that. But going on to the Queen of Pentacles over here. This is somebody who is fantastic at creating things. They attract a lot of money. They attract a lot of success. They really get their own momentum going, go-getting, and all that jazz. But when it's in reverse, nothing's really happening. But here's the cool thing about the Queen of Pentacles. because she's a queen, she is in fact storing up energy. So right now, nothing's really going on. I can see that repeated again over here in the Knight of Pentacles upright and in the Four of Swords upright. It's like nothing's really happening right now. It's kind of frustrating, annoying. You're like, am I doing the right thing? I'd like to do something. Am I believing enough? Am I manifesting well enough? Well, sometimes things take an extra moment to happen for a reason. And we're going to get into more of that reasoning over here. But the important thing to know with the Queen of Pentacles is, and this is what my spirit guide was telling me, is that you have a lot of ideas going on at this moment that will in the long term benefit you and that you will be able to enact and work on and all that good jazz. But at the moment, you're just kind of like, man, yeah, I got these great ideas. I'd like to go do them. So for the moment, write down on a notebook piece of, like a notepad or a piece of paper or a Post-it or I almost want to say tape recorder, but nowadays voice memo, whatever works for you. And constantly, every time you have an idea, write it down. Write it down. No matter how minute, how small, or what's the word? Like seeming like it might be out of your range of an actual possibility in the near future, put it down. Who knows where you'll be in the next 6 months, next 2 weeks? You don't know, and you will get to work out these dreams and enjoy all of that. But for now, what feels frustrating is actually sort of like you building up energy, building up ideas. You're going to look back at this time period when you're way too busy to even think of a new idea, and you're going to be really pulling back from this time period of all these concepts you had as they just kind of were spewing out of you. So enjoy it. This is a really creative time period. It's a really resting time period, and it is building up for something else. But that way you, in the meantime, can enjoy and reap the benefits of what initially feels like nothing's going on. Something is going on. You, your creativity, your ideas, capture them and then use them later at the moment. Now going on here, we have the Knight of Pentacles, same concept and imagery. We got this guy, he's sitting up here, he's ready to go. He's like, okay, we're gonna go see the world. And his cow's asleep. I love the dual imagery here too, with this cow's asleep. Cow's like, I'm still asleep over here. Essentially, still repeating that concept of like, you'd like to get out there, you'd like to do something. It's a little frustrating, nothing's happening right now, but nothing is in alignment at this very moment to sort of catapult you out there. Well, why is that? We have over here some cool future stuff going on with the Seven of Cups. And this is, my spirit guide said these two cards are working together, the Seven of Cups upright and the Two of Pentacles. So the main general concepts we want to pull from this is Seven of Cups is all about lots of opportunities, lots of options. But here's where it gets extra cool. Traditionally, this card is about like a lot of options popping up, maybe a lot of romantic partners, maybe a lot of like job offers, maybe a lot of opportunities to make extra coin or fun stuff to do or whatever. But in the end, you're going to have to pick one. You're being given a lot to choose from. You then choose whatever option you feel like you roll with best, and then you pick it. But over here with the Two of Pentacles, this is all about multitasking. So in the near future, let me just kind of gauge my spirit guide for 1 second. Very near future, they said. Let me just double confirm. Okay, they were like, you're hearing me correctly. So there's a lot of these options in the very near future for you that you're going to be getting to enjoy and have presented to you. And you're not even going to have to pick just one. You're going to get many. And this will involve the ability to be multitasking. I was asking my spirit guide about how if you should work on multitasking now, and they said no. Right now, this is that sort of impatience you're feeling, again, wanting something to happen and it not happening, is building up this, like, think of it as like, maybe there's a particular holiday you get excited for. Christmas, your birthday, whatever it is, and there's this sensation of like, oh, can't it just come tomorrow? And you just get more and more and more excited. What happens is you're going to learn multitasking in the moment. You're going to do a great job. This will enable you to benefit from multiple of these opportunities popping your way, so you don't have to just choose one. You can have it all. And you're going to be having, are they going to benefit each other, or is it just a multitasking situation? Sometimes they're benefiting each other, but mostly it's a multitasking situation. I was seeing if sometimes when these sort of cards pop up, they might intertwine with each other. In some small cases, because this is general reading, some of that opportunity one job will benefit the other, but in most cases it's like they're all separate opportunities and situations, and you'll be bouncing around from one thing to the next. But in the meantime, what is going to get you that drive and that motivation in order to stick to this and be like, I got this, I'm going to multitask this, I can do this, is how much excitement you're building up now. So you're building up these ideas, you're building up this drive and motivation, and then when you're thrown in the thick of it, you're like, I got this. I've been wanting this for so long. I can do this. And it's not about the idea of being overwhelmed, but sometimes, we want the easier way out. It's like, it's nice to have all the options, but you're like, no, I want to do nothing. Or I just want one thing to make it simple. And it's like, nope, you're not meant to do that. You're meant to have it all, and you're going to have a good time enjoying it. And this sense of like waiting for a period of time and you being like, I want it to happen, is going to give you the excitement and motivation to be able to have this all work beautifully together. Now, the last thing you're sort of storing up and building up over here is in the Four of Swords upright. I thought this was really interesting, and I'm just sharing this for any of my tarot training course people watching, that normally the Four of Swords is all about getting rest and sleep and all that jazz. But my spirit guide said, especially we can look at the imagery here with them resting their head on their knee. Now you could depict this. This is really truly just opinion based. I know what it is based on my spirit guide adding their input, but I'm just saying for people who are reading the cards themselves, in your own kind of reading, you could interpret this as they're resting their head on their knee, they're asleep. But my spirit guide says it's this sense of like looking for belief, learning to believe in yourself. And this idea of like resting their head on their knees, this like sort of feeling of like kind of almost giving up. And it's not that you will give up or any type of concept like that. It's about right now, if you can deeply like meditate on the idea of believing in yourself and whatever it is you have to offer is enough, and that you can keep up, and that you have unlimited energy, and that you have unlimited creativity, and that people do want to hear your opinions, and really build that up internally inside you during, again, this storing time period, this is what's going to help you grow. So as you can tell here, there is something kind of coming towards you. You're being protected. During the time you're being protected, you're working on your belief system, your energy and drive. You're getting excited with ideas. You're storing them down. You're really cultivating at this point in time, because just around the corner is all this good stuff, and you're going to be prepared, and you're going to be able to enjoy all of it and just really thrive in that environment. I do want to add one more thing about the belief thing. Now, believing in yourself is one thing. Like, people just say, believe in yourself, but not enough people practice believing in themselves. I highly recommend building up a meditation practice. You could do this in the morning, right before bed, whatever vibes with you, and it can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. I more recommend 20 minutes to really solidify it, but you're going to come up with some form of mantra. You can either, if you are able to, in meditation, really contemplate the idea of believing in yourself, go for it. But it is enough to just repeatedly, over and over and over again for 20 minutes, be like, I believe in myself, I believe in myself, believe in myself, I believe in myself, or I believe in myself, I know I can do anything, I know I have everything to offer, I believe in myself, I know I can do anything, I have so much to offer, that type of thing. And you're really sitting in that feeling and that frequency and energy and vibe, and what you're doing is you're training your subconscious to truly believe that. Because in this moment, you might leave this reading being like, yeah, I believe in myself, I've got this already. But then when something happens and we get caught off guard, that's when we're truly tested of what we believe. And when we practice these things in our free time, when that moment arises, you'll be like, oh, my subconscious, its first instinct is to believe myself. This, not a bother. I got this. Let's go. And that drive from the belief, that drive from excitement, all of these options unveiling in front of you, you can see how exciting and cool it is in your near future. So I'm excited for you. What is happening right now is actually quite a lot, even though it seemed like it was just a chill, nothing going on. Everything is happening. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. So if you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a like, a comment, a subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see every video I post, because sometimes people say they don't get it, so just please click that notification bell. I am wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And let's get ready for group number 2. Group number 2. Let's find out, what do you need to know by looking at the cards? We've got 6 of Wands in reverse. King of Cups upright. The Knight. 3 of Cups upright. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and 10 of Pentacles upright. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh my. Okay, my spirit guide's telling me something kind of fun. And no, not what I've heard before. Give me a second. Okay, I got a bunch of great things to tell you, but I actually have a bit of a timing thing going on here, as in I can give you some specifics on timing, which is a little funny. So over here, the 6 of Wands in reverse is supposed to represent that time of the month. I kid you not. And I was like, okay, well, what if they're male, and you're watching this? It would be your closest female friend. And I said, can it be a partner? And they said, no, friend. So I'm not saying you need to go ask about anything, but if you hear about it, that would be around the same time. If you don't know, that's okay. Because, mind your business. But we have a bit of a timing thing going on here. So around that time, we have this stuff going on. And it doesn't have to relate to, if you are a male watching this general reading, what I'm about to go over doesn't have to relate to that female friend specifically. It doesn't have to do with them. But anyways, going on. So first, in the King of Cups upright, my spirit guide is telling me that there is going to be a bit of drama surrounding you. And you said work too, right? In most cases. Okay, cool. And so in most cases of this general reading, it will involve work too. But the thing is, it's just not going to be an issue for you. It's not going to hit you deep. You're not really going to have an emotional reaction. You're, not going to be affected by it directly. It's just going to be very much like this imagery here. You're just going to be swimming on by. We got a chaos of fish flying and swimming around, and this person's half asleep. They couldn't care less. So essentially, when you start to notice people having certain reactions and things going down, just keep smooth sailing. It has nothing to do with you. It's not going to bother you or affect your work situation at all. You don't need to be worried in the least. And this will just make it that much more comfortable as you smooth sailing move forward. It's not going to affect you emotionally. It's not going to affect the things that you care about, essentially, and just keep letting it fly by. It has nothing to do with you. That way, if you have any sort of initial reaction like, oh no, what does this mean? Pull that back, keep going the way you normally do, keep being in that certain headspace you are every morning. You don't need to prepare for anything. You're good to go. Keeping that in mind, though, moving forward, we've got some new friends coming into your life, which is really cute. And my spirit guide said that there will be some partying, which is really fun. So you guys are going to have a nice little, you clearly vibe well enough from encountering each other that you want to hang out and have fun, which is really cute. Specifically, though, in the night card, we can see that this will not only happen at night, but yes, there will be some distance between the two of you. So maybe you guys play online or you talk via Zoom or something like that. There will be some distance between the two of you for obvious reasons. But you're just going to be having a really good time and living your best social life, basically. Now over here, this is really cute too. We've got the 10 of Pentacles upright, and we've got the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. In the 10 of Pentacles, I love how my spirit guide described this. They said, look at her laying down, relaxed, she doesn't have a care in the world, she doesn't even have to lift a finger, and she's having fun counting all the things she's easily receiving. Now, my spirit guide said this is due to the actions you're going to be taking in the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Essentially, everything that you've really been wanting, all the big dreams, all the hopes, wishes nearby, you're going to be letting them go. end completely. And my spirit guide describes it as the sooner you release them, the sooner you will receive them. And when we talk about letting go, we're talking about fully forgetting about them as a whole. So do the best you can to develop maybe waking up in the morning and meditating for 5 or 10 minutes on nothing. It's okay if your mind wanders, but get your brain on this trajectory where you're just in the moment, you're vibing with whatever you want. Like, let's say you really, really could use some extra cash. You're going to do the best you can. Maybe you have a fun hobby. You like to read books. You like to play video games. You like to cook. You're going to wake up in the morning. You're going to think, this is the thing I'm going to cook this morning. Or, you know what? I can't wait to come home and play a couple rounds of a certain game. Or maybe you're able to sneak a little bit of a game on your commute to work or something like that. And you're just going to be in that mindset of like, whatever, who cares? Summer break, just kind of relaxing and chilling out. Or spring break, should I say. Anyway, as you put out those vibes, you're essentially letting go and letting the things that you hold so close and near dear to you for a while, you're just going to be releasing it, letting it go, vibing, and then you're going to see it really quickly coming your way and receiving it, which is amazing. I'm so happy for you. And these seem like really big deals, I want to point out. Let me just double check with my spirit guide if this is really a big deal. Very, very big deal. Okay, I'm excited because both the this is especially for my fellow tarot readers as well as my tarot course and people who are enjoying my tarot course. So we had some subtext going on here. The 10 of Pentacles is big. Anything with 10 is like achievement, really big deal. But the 10 of Pentacles talks about inheritance. So we're not specifically talking about inheritance here. We're talking about big dreams. It's a big deal. It's something you've wanted for a long time. Inheritance acting like it takes a while before you receive it. Same thing over here with the 4 of Pentacles. Often when people get into a mindset of lacking where they're holding on to things like their resources and they're unable to let it go, they're holding on to it, and as they do, it took a little bit for them to get there and think, I don't have enough. And then when they're holding on to it and afraid to let it go, it takes a little while before they feel comfortable enough letting it go. So this is something that you've been holding on enough because you were afraid that if you didn't manage it and keep ahead of it and give it your full attention, it would somehow not happen because of you. But that is the exact secret that you are receiving. You're essentially going to let it go, receive it, enjoy all this, and have a good time with your friends. Now, I do want to point out that I did ask my spirit guide if these friends have anything to do with the drama, and my spirit guide is being really cute and vague and just saying, not quite. Not quite is very interesting because I can see vibrationally that. And when I say see, I want to be clear about this in case anybody's enjoying my intuition course and they're like enjoying the spirit realm and stuff like that. And just in general, fellow like empaths and psychics and intuitives and stuff like that. So vibrations are felt, but sometimes vibrations, when they're sent to you, then create images. And so you can both see the feeling and feel the feeling. It's a bunch of things going on at once. But anyway, I can see that they are not the direct ones that are causing anything, but it does feel in a lot of cases, would you say a lot or 50%? A lot of cases, my spirit guide said, it's like something's right on the edge of them. It's almost this feeling of like maybe someone has a crush on your new friends and that upsets somebody else who has also a crush on them. So it's like your new friend's not really doing anything, but it's kind of nonetheless a drama that's been brought into your area and vibe. So that's a little bit of like unintentional influence sort of on the outskirts type of vibe. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be friends with them. I'm getting good vibes and all that jazz from this friendship group, and it doesn't even really affect you at the end. But that way you can have the best time possible, because when you see it popping up, you don't have to get sucked into it. We know it has nothing to do with you, and you won't get sucked into it if you choose not to react to it. We can see that you have a good time in front of you and that you can like trust and hang out and have a fun time, and that even though there's a little bit of outskirt drama, these people are not creating it on purpose or trying to attract it or anything like that. And it's not going to affect you anyways. And then on top of all of it, just start practicing over this period of time of just totally not thinking about these things that you've wanted for so long. Give it a break. Make a deal with yourself that you'll come back to it in like a week or two. And the sooner you let go of it, the sooner you'll receive it. And they're big things. So I'm like very excited for you because these are two confirming very big cards and my spirit guide saying it's big. So very cool. Have a good time. This still cracks me up. Please give this video a like, a subscribe, hit that notification bell, please. It helps you know whenever I post a video. I am wishing you the best. I will see you in the next one. And let's get ready for our third group. Group number 3. Group number 3. Let's find out what do you need to know now by looking at the cards. We've got, oh my goodness, I'm about to have the hiccups. Pardon me. Ace of Cups upright, the Magician in reverse, the Empress in reverse. Oh, I already know what's going on here. Yeah. Okay, 5 of Wands in reverse, 4 of Wands in reverse, and 8 of Swords upright. Give me just one moment to, I really got the hiccups, to confirm things with my spirit guide. One moment, please. Okay. Let's get into this one. Might initially be a little difficult to go into, but I want you to stay strong and be willing to at least listen, because we're talking about things not because they're that bad, but because when we become aware of how we might react to things or what's going on in our life, we can become more self-aware to then make the decisions we'd rather make and then be happier with the outcome. So this is not a critique, but more of an understanding of how you function right now and are looking at a current circumstance and see if we can change things and you can have a more comfortable experience and realize how much more empowered you are than you realize. So first off, I want to start off with the 8 of Swords upright. There is this wonderful defense system you've got going on here. You are really protecting yourself. You're wielding these swords. You've got defenses out the woo-ha. You are doing a great job of protecting yourself from what feels like somebody else in particular, especially when we have the Ace of Cups over here and we have the 5 of Wands over here in reverse. If you're enjoying my tarot course, we like to look at subtext, and a good way of looking at subtext here is when we have a 5 of Wands in reverse. This is a fight, so it involves more than one person, and usually it involves someone in particular. So we have an argument going on here. That's a defense mechanism, and you have a reason to be defensive. Over here, the 8 of Swords, again, a defensive type of stance right here in the particular imagery. It can be viewed as self-limiting belief, but right here, it's more you're defending yourself against someone else. And then with the Ace of Cups, again, it's that sort of relationship, support system, that type of thing. But we're going to keep this pretty open now. So this can be friendship, romantic. I'm more leaning towards romantic. Let me just check with my spirit guide. For the most part, it's not romantic. Oh, excuse me. I am very glad I checked. This is why I double confirm this stuff. So anyways, so we got the 8 of Swords here. You're doing a great job. You're kind of putting up a boundary and saying, you're not going to come past my walls and my lines in the stance. But the problem is, as you can see behind them, there is a wave building up. This wave is this sense of overwhelming, constant onslaught of having to put up this defense system. And it isn't really the most comfortable for you to experience over a period of time. This is what then causes in the 4 of Wands in reverse, instability. Now this instability in your structure can be anything. It can be anything like the structure of your trust with yourself. Maybe it's your day-to-day life. Maybe it's your environment. But what at first was you, putting up and saying like, nope, don't cross these lines, is you started to get tangled up in it because you felt you had to do it so much, and then the overwhelming sensation of having to deal with it became too much, and it causes this sense of like, feels like things are falling apart because again, you're putting more energy here than the trust in the structure itself that everything's going to be okay, that you're going to be protected and all that good jazz. So it's like, by not just believing in it and giving that attention, giving it somewhere else, it's sort of like it felt like the rug got pulled out from underneath you type of sensation from putting your attention somewhere else in that way. So there's this retreat going on over here with the 5 of Wands. Don't worry, it's going to get better. We're going to be bringing this all together. And this is the retreating from this argument and having to sort of defend yourself and being like, I'm done. You're like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I can feel like things are kind of falling apart. I don't love this. I don't love feeling structurally sound. I'm kind of going to get out of here. But the problem is when you're leaving to rebuild, so to speak, we could see the wands. If we look at these wands as almost like sticks in a house, like you're building up a new house kind of thing, and then we can see the building of the sticks in the house as like the new structure. The fire is sort of the metaphor of little pieces of the argument you're taking with you. Because there is, and this is when again we start to become self-aware, there's a part of you that believes if you hold on to some things that they said to you, that you had to defend yourself against, by being ready for that, like premeditating a reaction, you're in your eyes feeling that you're gaining some sort of stability by being prepared for that. Does that make sense? When someone says something unkind about you and then you hold on to it and then moving forward, you always have a rebuttal for it. But the issue is you're building this structure and it doesn't even mean you've fallen all apart. I want to be clear. This is just a perception thing and the feeling you're going through. You're rebuilding, I'm putting quotes around this sense of structure and stability through flawed architecture, through being, again, we talked about how the instability only came from not just trusting in it itself, but you're trying to patch up holes that are not even there with something that will more disintegrate the fabric, that you'll only give more attention to and that will grow. Now I know that sounds a little scary at first. Don't worry, we're going to come full circle with this. But we've got 2 really fantastic cards going on here. While they might seem a little hopeless with them being in reverse, they're actually subtext of really positive things about you. The Magician card and the Empress card are some of the most naturally powerful cards in the deck, in my opinion. So the Magician naturally is somebody who is just thriving. They can make anything they want to happen when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to expressing themselves emotionally, verbally, energy-wise. They can easily invest and express their belief systems and all of it at their will and consciously. There's a lot of intelligence and power to boot with it. And keeping that in mind, when it's in reverse, we have this sort of imposter syndrome thing going on. Because, and this is where there's the explanation of why there's sort of the holding on to these little pieces that you're trying to rebuild your structure with and getting, holding on to this rebuttal you have, is there's a part of you, a very small, tiny part of you that sort of believes that the other person's, insults or whatever they threw your way in an argument were somehow maybe true. It doesn't mean it is true, but there's a part of you that sort of believes it and wants to manage it and look after it to fix what you think, is broken when it's not. And then that's the same thing over here. We have this powerful card with the Empress. It's basically implying when it's in reverse that this sort of way of approaching the circumstance, having to defend yourself, thinking you need to rebuild at all, rebuilding through this manner, coming from this motivation because that's why you're choosing to do it, all of that isn't creating any form of growth. You're just managing. You're not growing. You're not living. You're surviving. And you are capable and can be more than that. You don't, oh my gosh, I'm going to start crying. Whew, I'm starting to channel the situation. Okay, whew, hold on, let me regain a sense of myself for a second. Empaths, where are you at? You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, so when we have these two cards in reverse, they're actually saying you are incredibly powerful and naturally abundant. When we're saying abundance, we're saying more than wealth. We're like, you're that person that goes in the room and just lights it up. You might not know it right now, you might not connect to it right now, but people are drawn to that. They want that. You naturally, when you are feeling confident in yourself, know how to wield it. So you're both naturally exerting this energy and this light and this way of navigating the world, but you also know how to navigate it. You are naturally a lot stronger and creative and capable than you are aware of. You're just in a certain mindset due to some circumstances that have made you forget this. Keeping that in mind, where do we go from here? So we have the Ace of Cups upright. And the Ace of Cups is so beautiful here. This is a new relationship. This is needing a new relationship. This is walking into a new relationship. This could be anything from romantic to friends, whatever you're vibing with right now. This is, let me just check that if this is a confirmation or a need for it. Oh, it's a confirmation and a need for it. So this person's just around the corner. But if we look at the water being sort of, let's think of it as like emotional support, right? This is you in the water. You are being lifted up by this other individual. They are just surrounding you with like love and support. You're good enough. You got this. You've always been this amazing. They see you as the magician and the empress that you are. You're realizing that, remember when we talk about the rebuilding of the structure and not filling it with those things, it's not about managing what you think someone else said and lie. It's realizing and sort of kind of erasing that from your brain and more looking into who you are right now and realizing that the reason why you were able to defend them so well in the beginning in the first place is because of this energy. And it is understandable after so much defending yourself, you would naturally start to kind of feel unstable, start to believe the lies. So it's about pulling back, realizing how each thing affected the other thing, how we can pull back, not believe in it, realize that we're actually not unstable. We just might feel that because we're tired, giving this love and support and finding the peers, whether it be romantic or friendship, that really support that. And that naturally is coming into your life to add to that. And when that pops up in your life, enjoy it, benefit from it. Don't even say, you can't express it if you need to get it off your shoulders, but it's about realizing well, blank always said, who cares what they said? It wasn't real. It made you feel unstable because it wasn't compatible with the truth. It didn't make you feel good, not because it was true, was because it wasn't true. It didn't mesh with you, and you didn't love not meshing with something. So, overall, this leads into a really positive direction that you're pretty fantastic. It's just about looking into that and making that connection and sharing that with others and finding others who support you and won't bring you down. So I'm excited for you. You've got a bright future ahead of you, some fun, good times with someone else that's going to pep you up from this circumstance. And I'm excited for you. So please, sorry about that. Leave a comment, a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see when all my videos post. I am wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And let's get ready for our final group. Group number 4. Group number 4. Let's find out. What do you need to know right now by looking at the cards? We have 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Pentacles upright, the Mourning in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse, the Justice card in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles upright. Okay, give me a moment just to look at everything. Okay. Okay, this is some great stuff to like keep in mind, some mottos, get you out of your head. This is going to benefit you a lot, especially financially. So first off, let's start with the King of Pentacles in reverse. I would even describe this as the motif of the spread. I love how my spirit guide describes this. Right now, it feels like instead of enjoying your career, your business, the way you're going about achieving money, maybe you're currently studying in order to gain the degree to then earn the money, whatever it may be, is your place in life at that moment involving this topic. It's like instead of you enjoying the process, because when normally the King of Pentacles is upright, he is like super money business focused. He loves running the whole thing. He knows what to do. He enjoys the whole concept of it all. It feels like you're more obsessed with your job rather than I don't want to say the other way around. I guess what I'm trying to say here is it feels like it's consuming you. That's how it was described to me. As if you can't let it go. You become more and more obsessed with it. And the more you are focused on things that feel like they feel off or they're not quite working or you're not quite sure what to do next, it doesn't mean that things are going to go badly financially for you. It's more just that you emotionally don't feel great with how it's all working out. You don't feel in the flow with it. You feel like you're too hyper aware of it and it's causing you to focus on it more. Now we do have the Justice card in reverse, and specifically my spirit guide described this as feeling like things are unfair in the environment. You know, you try one thing out and what works for someone else doesn't seem to work for you. You try different things to get more comfortable, same concept, it works for someone else and not you. And it's just this continuous form of frustration and feeling like this isn't right, this isn't fair, which is only causing you to focus on it more. I do want to also focus on both of these cards have this imagery of, and this is what my spirit guide was telling me about, this is you. It feels like it's this looming thing in your way, continuously hovering in your main perspective or your main viewpoint of life. It's like you can't kind of push out of the way because you find it the most important. And you'd like to have it resolved, which only makes you focus on it more. So the interesting thing here is normally when this type of thing pops up, I often see in the cards or my spirit guide will tell me to tell other people or tell myself that, you know, it's just time to put it on the back burner. But the interesting thing here is it's not about putting your career or your business, whatever it is, on the back burner completely out of your right brain. It's just the general goal of winning, earning more money, things like that. Put that in the back burner, let that, tuck it away for now, and instead get back to the loving of the process. That's when we have the Page of Pentacles over here. The Page of Pentacles, when she enters this new situation, she takes each thing as a learning experience. So she doesn't see it and doesn't define her life as winning and losing. She defines it as what have I then gained of value from this process and how can I apply it to the next learning experience. So as you go and try things out, it's not about it did well or you failed, or you made money or you didn't make money, or you got a promotion, you didn't make a promotion, or you got attention from the boss or you didn't get attention from the boss. It's about slowing down with the individual experience. Now, I always love to use the barista metaphor. It's about slowing down and saying, when I'm going around cleaning the, maybe like the syrup tray or something like that, or the metal tin milk thing that's for the coffees and stuff like that, I'm just losing myself in the process and wondering how can I do it more efficiently. Just losing myself in the whole experience and taking it as a time to meditate when I'm at work and enjoying the break in between it all. Maybe you have a very hands-on type of job. Can you listen to your clients a little bit deeper and wonder if there's a way that you can better console them or give them space to talk or something like that? Whatever it is, it's about enjoying and slowing down and not seeing as where it will take you next, but seeing in the moment what will serve you. And by taking this student's perspective, it takes off the pressure of, well, is this fair? Is this not fair? Why not me type of mantra you might have subconsciously built in your head. Now, over here in the Three of Pentacles in reversed, it would be best if you took some isolated time to yourself. Because right now, to put it best, instead of getting the Three of Cups in reverse, and this is where, for my tarot lovers, my tarot readers, and people enjoying my tarot course, we're looking deeper into the message. In the Three of Pentacles in reverse, we are looking at, in the Three of Cups in reverse, it's when friendships aren't mixing. But with Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's about being alone because you just don't function well with others right now. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but sometimes when we're not in the best place in our life, we don't feel like we want to tell others about what we're going through. We just kind of want to be quiet and rejuvenate. Or maybe you just don't feel like you're the best version of yourself to casually have a conversation because your head is somewhere else. And honestly, that's okay. Right now is the time to be isolated. Right now is the time to do something to decompress on your own, because it might, give you more stress than enjoyment having to sort of explain to someone else, well, this is what I'm going through, and kind of wrap you more up in this type of thinking rather than enjoying this. Come back to them when you feel like you're more in that flow. Now, going on over here, I love what my spirit guide was saying. So in the Eight of Pentacles, this is you, the way my spirit guide described it is, it's you working towards your ambitions. But your ambitions are more something that you're viewing as stacking them. How high can they go? Instead of realizing that, instead of this individual laying them down on the ground and being like, wow, look at all these pentacles I have. Each pentacle represents an achievement you've done, a marker, a different aspect of your career that you've mastered or gotten a little further in, and being like, look at all these pentacles I have. You're more viewing it right now with this King of Pentacles in reverse perspective as stacking them higher, levels. That's a big thing, the levels, rather than realizing that there's achievement in a grander scope. And I don't mean achievement as in, sometimes, and I still stand by this, we can have success in different ways. And you might say, well, I still dream of, having money and doing really well in this career I love. It doesn't mean that you can't have those things. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy that money and attract all of that money to you, especially when we have a King of Pentacles situation. When it's upright, he's very wealthy. He knows what to do. And you clearly want to enjoy your career. But this is not enabling you to enjoy it, to get into a good headspace, to enjoy the process, which will then naturally attract that money and success and easier career situation to you. And I love how my spirit guide described it. They said, this represents the ambitions that are being stacked and viewed as levels. And if you look at the morning, my spirit guide said that it correlates with the morning card, that by the morning doesn't care what you made yesterday. And it's about getting into that mindset, about realizing every day is a new day, and it's not about constantly going back and going, look what I've done, look what I've done. Always holding this marker of the past and what has been, but just taking each day as it goes and getting out of that headspace altogether. It's like going up to someone and going, what do you want for breakfast? Yesterday I made cupcakes. Well, that's great, but those cupcakes aren't here now, or they're stale, or we ate them all. What are we going to make today? And taking each day as that process. Now, bringing in that energy, this is when it comes full circle as a reading, and I love this stuff. Again, this is for my tarot readers. We've read from here to here to here to here, but these cards with the symbolism of the pentacles and their perspective going into the morning card being not read in reverse, but in reverse showing going into this card, that is the perspective you're bringing into the King of Pentacles to seal the deal. Essentially, you are, yes, taking the student role and being aware of the mindset that you're in, that it's looming over your head, but realizing it's looming over your head because you're viewing it in a leveling system. That you want to, when you find yourself in that perspective, you want to slow down, connect to, you know what? Today it's a fresh start. What am I going to do today? What am I going to enjoy today? What am I going to learn today? And then you let your brain go to sleep. You wake up, okay, today's a new day. What am I going to do today? What am I going to enjoy today? And not worry about what has been, but let it just slowly accumulate, or slowly or quickly accumulate around you, and you just enjoy the benefits of it, but you lose yourself in the process. So I'm very excited for you to feel a little more at ease, a little more in your groove, because you clearly love this, and I think you're going to have a great time. But some things to keep in mind to get you in that flow. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It helps you see all of my videos as they come out. I'm wishing you the best. I look forward to seeing the next one. Goodbye.